What is up guys, Zach here from the Chaos Galaxy, and today I'm doing a kind of special video. I'm ranking every single card in the game. I've got to desperately try not to drop this pile. All 600 cards in the Chaos Galaxy, starting with my least favourite and ending with my favourite. So a bit of a marathon video. But the reason I'm doing this is because after today, I'll be putting the Chaos Galaxy TCG on pause for a while. I'm not going anywhere, but I've mentioned this briefly, and I am making a brand new TCG from scratch. And I'm going to be documenting the entire process, all my thoughts, all my drawings, all the rule making, gameplay, crafting, you name it. I'm going to be making a series devoted to me making this new game from scratch. And I'm so excited about it. I've been working on it for past like 4 months and it's going really well, and it's such a fun, refreshing project. This isn't the end of the Chaos Galaxy at all. I just want a fresh challenge and try and come out of a creative slump that I think I've been in for the past year or so. It happens to every trading card game creator, and I mean, I've been making my game for 8 years, so a switch up is well overdue, I think. So it's really exciting and I can't wait to show you, but this isn't the end of the Chaos Galaxy. If you want more Chaos Galaxy stuff, head to the Chaos Galaxy Discord. There'll be a link in the description. I've just released a new ban list for the game, so there's loads of online tournaments going on, exploring the new meta, which is going to keep things fresh for a while. Join the Chaos Galaxy community and enjoy me ranking every card from start to finish. So the way I ranked all the cards, I went through every card I have in chronological order, starting with card 1, set 1, Manflacky, and then putting cards into either a love pile on the far right, like Humongous Ancient Rockman, a like pile, a meh pile, a slightly dislike pile, and cards I just straight up don't like at all. I arranged all 600 cards into these 5 categories. It took me freaking ages, and it's going to take me even longer to get them all back into the binders afterwards. But once I'd done that with every set, every starter deck, every planetary collection, I took each of these piles and then condensed them even further into a love, like, meh, dislike, and really don't like within those categories. So I guess it wasn't it's like the worst of the best to like the best of the best for each category. Kept shrinking things down like that. Got some more confusing piles going. And then went into those smaller, more manageable piles of about 30 cards each and arranged them in order from a least favourite to favourite. And then put those small piles all back into one big pile and left me with these 600 cards. I think there's actually about 620 cards in the game, because there's about 25 designer card contest winning cards that are also in the game, but I felt it's kind of unfair to rank those because I haven't made the cards and I don't want to offend people. They'd all be pretty high up. I get a lot of entries to those contests, so that the standard of cards that come out of them is really high. But I'll take it to the top, going from 600 all the way to number 1. This stack is not gonna stack it. No, okay, that's a terrible idea. We'll split it in half. I kind of want to have this mega pile going up to the camera. Okay, wait, let me... These are all 600 odd cards in the Chaos Galaxy. That's pretty cool seeing them stacked up like that. Excuse my desk mess behind you. So, starting at number 600, roughly. My least favourite card in the game, Moale. Hate the artwork. It's a Shios card and it's got high health and low power. Very uninteresting stats. Just really don't like him. Sorry, Moale. Nothing personal. You're my least favourite card in the game. This is sad. I like every card in the game. Like, I wouldn't put a card in the game if I really didn't like it, but Moale just, you know, sorry. Rewind Wormhole. Don't like the artwork. A degenerate ability that a lot of people have asked for to be banned, and makes games really slow and rubbish, so 599. I'll go through these quicker as we go. I'll just pick out some of the interesting ones. First banned card, already at number 3. Shockwave 5. Again, rubbish artwork. Possibly the worst, most broken ability in the entire game. Just killing your opponent's entire hand. Really for the... It shouldn't be a crime of playing a 5-star creature. And Wombam, exclusively Shios creatures so far, I'm aware. Don't hate all Shios creatures, just think he's got pretty ugly art. And he's never been really played competitively because his ability is pretty useless. Defrostation Talisman, another slightly Shios themed one. Just don't love it. First troll rare of the video, warrior who looks pretty powerful but isn't. The artwork's not that good, like he doesn't actually look very powerful, and there's just no... At least with some of the troll rares, there's like fun ways to use them, whereas this I haven't found a way, and I don't think anyone has yet. Warp Hole Territories, just kind of degenerate, stops either player playing powerful creatures and the artwork's not good. Extra Small Rescue, it's just hard to tell what's going on. It's kind of a zoomed in Starship XXS and an Nat Blue, which don't look great. Oh, another troll rare, Possessed Patrolman. Jet Punch. Semi-Omniplanetary Disguise. This is the first card I kind of like. It's quite funny, but just the artwork's really basic and the ability's pretty dull too. Oh my god, this video's 4 minutes already. Mount Eos. Ice and Slice. Etch the Utopian on Guard. Krons and the Pelisian Moon. This is only the first sort of really recent card. I just didn't like the way the artwork looks. The big dark splodges, and it's not a very even looking hexagon. More Shios stuff. Benevolence. Oops. Goreblue. Cloudicorn. Redbeak Squab. Nanoray Elasmobon. Tower of Barrock. Omniplanetary Top Hat, second Omniplanetary card of the video. Helix. Pointosaurus. This is probably my favourite artwork so far. Some of these cards are just like towards the bottom because it's not that I don't like them, I just kind of feel nothing towards them. It's like, yeah, I guess you're near the bottom. I don't really have much of a bond with many of these as a card, or have ever had like fond memories of like drawing the artwork or using them in a game or even showing them in a video. Sounds pretty savage, but it's just how I feel. First Gavora artwork. Sorry, Gavora. You've made it like the first 45, 50 cards until Mool has made it in. Right, I hate this card. The Great Serpent of the Falls. This is the first really rare of the video. Originally, I did the artwork so it'd be a combiner. Just think how nice that long artwork would be across 2 cards. But then the competitive community bullied me into making it a regular creature because no one likes combiners. And then it kind of broke the game and became the most powerful card, and everyone got annoyed with it and annoyed with me subsequently. So I regret even making this card, even though the artwork would be cool. Like I don't hate the card. I'm annoyed with myself for this card, so it just makes me angry looking at it. That's why it's so far down, even though it's a powerful card and has cool artwork. Galaxy's Gift, Super Splot, Spicy Soul Sauce. Forbidden Fruit of the Night. Just a silly name. You should not have done that. Deep Space Checkpoint. These two are kind of together. Oh, there, we've hit the 550 mark. Giza Dragon and Steam Rider. I don't dislike the cards, they just don't... Like, these cards just don't work. It was kind of 2 creatures that combined to make a combiner, but then I got the name wrong. It says Giza Dragon and I named it Boiling Dragon in the description. It's just a mess up, a screw up from start to finish, that idea. Woo, we've hit 550. Starting with Fupil Flame. Schwaggle. Shockwave 8 doing considerably better than Shockwave 5. Another really rare that just didn't quite hit its potential. Again, don't dislike the card, but I'm frustrated that I made it a really rare and it's just never seen play. Orbit's in here because it's just a crazy degenerate card that doesn't have very good artwork. Although, actually, the artwork is improved. When I first made set 1, the artwork was even simpler than this. Like, the black lines weren't very bold and the sort of green on the coastline of Sindian wasn't there. It was would have been even lower down before I edited the artwork. First Mystical Relic. Acid Stork Cloud, Treasure Swamp. This had the potential to be pretty cool artwork, but I just think the ocean bit's really flat and you lose a lot of this nice detail. It actually took me ages. And this was a set 2 card, so my artwork wasn't great back then. And the first boss... No, I guess another really rare. We've got a few really rares, but the first starter deck boss, Berserk Boulder Dragon. This is actually recycled artwork from an old game, hence it's not very good, and the ability is just not good either. And it's interesting because some of the... starter deck bosses are actually some of my absolute favourite artworks as well. You'll see them at the very, very top end of this list. There's another one, Uram, King of the Night Jungle. I felt like I tried to do too much with his artwork and it left it feeling a bit flat. Frustrating, but sometimes it is possible to overdo artworks, especially in trading card games where your artwork's only in a tiny, like, 2-inch box. Don't try and fit too much in them, is my advice. Also, let me know what your favourite and least favourite card in the game is down in the comments below. I'd really be interested to see what people's favourite and least favourite cards are. You know, so for in the future, I can know not to make them or put them in my new TCG, because there are going to be a lot of repeated characters that I put in all my TCGs into the new one. Oh, is this first combiner? Sucker Slug. I don't feel like Sucker Slug's my least favourite combiner. There was a cool deck in set 1 at the time. There was like Sucker Slug Reverse, like OTK. Maybe I should have put that higher up, but anyway. Don't love it. Like, it shouldn't be in the top 200 or anything, but yeah, the new TCG. I'm going to do a teaser trailer for it soon. Do a bit of promotional stuff to really get you guys hyped up for it before I actually get started. But I'm so excited for this game. I've been working on it since like the start of the year, so I've got a bit of a backlog of content to show you guys. But yeah, super excited to show you everything that's going on with it. And that hits number 500. We're 100 cards in, and the video is already 10 minutes. I have to speed this up. I like how the cards are kind of an even split of when they were released. Like, you know, it's not just like all the old artworks are like bottom of the list, because I have organised these by like, you know, kind of just artwork and ability and just general like how much I like the vibe of the card. Some of them I can't really explain why I like them, I just do, or I've always felt a connection to them, which a lot of people like. There's some cards that fans absolutely love, but I'm just like, don't really get the hype around it. So I've put them lower down on the list, but and vice versa. There's some cards that like no one seems to like, but I'm like, I love that card. Why does no one else like it? Some more recent cards, the Burrobugs here. I'll just say random stuff if I... Okay, I really like the artwork of Powerproof Scan. It would be much higher up, however I drew the hand backwards. It's like an upside down hand holding a gun like that, which just doesn't... It annoys me. Would be higher up, because like I said, the artwork for it is better than these guys, who have also never seen play. But you know, just some things. I felt bad. I put a lot of the lore characters like Aplu quite far down. Just because I don't know why. Like, the lore's cool and stuff, but it doesn't... If a card's in the lore, it doesn't necessarily make me like it more. Ploob's one that loads of people seem to love, but I just think he's a bit creepy. Kronk. Another lore one. Enlightened Boggy Booger. The Boggy Boogers are cool, they're just the artwork. Like, it's not... They just don't impress me enough to be, like, higher up the list. And that brings us to 450. 150 cards deep with a set 1 classic Thousand-Eyed Fish. Kabonks, you're going to see some of the Kabonks a lot higher in this. I do love this artwork, but it's just, you know, it's a bit boring. It needs a Kabonk head on top of it for it to really be, you know, higher up on this list. You can really tell the difference between like set 1 cards and later cards like Bull Order. Indigo Scleech. You have to stay tuned to see where his buddy Crimson Scleech is. Same with Scard. Oh, there's Crimson Scleech, like 4 cards later. I actually can't remember doing that. Scardian of the Moons. Scardian of the Suns appears a lot higher in the list, I can tell you that. This is one of the cards that a lot of people like, but Saberflooth, don't know. I just don't love him. And I believe this is the first knight of the video. Divinite, my least favourite knight. Still like him. I mean, he's in the, you know, there's like 200 odd cards there. Desert Dancer, No Named Friend will be sad. He would have wanted her a lot higher. The little creep. Another combiner here. We've got 2 sticks, stick 1 and stick 2. This probably should have been lower down. Cool ability, but like the only card in the game that can actually blow up every card on the field. That's what happens when you put 2 sticks together. But yeah, don't love him. artwork-wise, it's pretty dull. Some classic set 1 Shios stuff, and then another combiner, Smud the Mud. Cosmolock, Shockerfly. Weirdly, cards like Shockerfly that I use a lot in competitive play. I do like to play a Syndian Drangel deck, speaking of. But they just don't kind of... Some cards that I use do get them higher up on this list, but quite a few don't. And that brings us to 400, starting with Schnoob. The name definitely brings Schnoob up a lot higher. His artwork isn't one of my favourites at all. Super Secret Morale Boosting 3 Secret Handshake is lower down because of the name. It's kind of higher because of the name, but the name, yeah, also brought down because it's just too much to fit in one text box. Pocketaka, lower down than his colleague Stekatoka. There's another Knight, Infi, and the Conjurers. I kind of put some cards that are in archetypes together like this together because I just like them sort of the same amount. Just treating them as like the same card almost. The Undying Blue Flame, a very new card. Some of the artwork is really nice, like printed out, like just me looking at the artwork I love, but it just doesn't fit into the text box very nicely. So that brings it down quite a lot. Then all the Ozos, kind of put these together. The Ozo, the boss, the Titan of Justice, is a lot higher up. But these guys, yeah, just not crazy about the basic forms of the Ozos. For Sale Sign, some of these cards are a weird love-hate relationship. Really like skillful in order to play, but really frustrating to play against. So it kind of brings it up and then brings them back down again. A lot of kind of thought went into that when I was making this list. But still, a lot of these were kind of into the mid-table of the cards now, where a lot of the cards I'm just like, meh, like Zonal Destruction. The Exploding Zone's pretty cool, but I just don't really think too much about it. Some elites. Some of the elites are higher up than their counterparts, some are lower down. As higher Protection Conjurer, the big fat Conjurer, is higher up than all the other ones. Scoria Carrier. 350, nearly halfway. The least interesting half of the video is almost over. Another combiner, Stalactronk. Jar of Scleeches, quite a lot higher than the individual Scleeches. Stardust Strog. It's interesting how a lot of archetypes are very split out. Like not a lot of the archetypes actually stay together in this list, apart from the Ozos, which you saw earlier. But like the Blue Flames, some of them are a lot higher up than others. It just kind of depends on the card. Is this our first ridiculously rare? I think it is. Set 5's Abomination Tomb. I do like this card. Like it maybe deserves to be in the top half, but didn't quite make the cut. Doom. Another Knight. We've got Aquanite. Funny that the elitists actually came before a few elite cards. Soul Shroom. It's weird, some older cards from like set 1, although the artwork is considerably worse, they've kind of ranked higher through like sentimental value and like the memories I associate with them than a lot of set 5 cards, which are just kind of lower on the list, because although the artwork's cool, I'm just like, you know, haven't had much time to like bond with the card, like Tribite for example. Spoiler alerts! Is there. I think a few Palladium players will be sad Duple drops this far down. Parallel Universe is another one where it's a really fun card and just like absolutely crazy, which brings it high up, but then the fact you just cannot use it in a game because it's banned and it would just ruin any game it's a part of puts it way down the table. And Fraxel's one. Artwork wise, this would be very close to the bottom of the list, but because its ability is so good and it's a fun card, it's brought it back up to about halfway. Combine Harvester, fresh off the ban list. Queen of the Burrow World, the boss for the Burrow Bugs. Tower of Drangel, another one that I use quite a lot, which would probably be lower down if I didn't. Spirit of the Anti-Justice Shield. I prefer this to the Sword. We saw the Sword quite a while ago, but I think they're good cards. Hot Pointato, another crazy one, which sits right on 300. Floop. Okay, random fact. Floop is No Name Friend's best, like, #1 favourite card. I don't know why. He just loves it. Which has definitely brought it up in my books too, but it's just pretty standard. Should probably be lower down otherwise. You know, cards like Sapling Squaws, which is pretty well loved, has ended up around the 300 mark. A lot of Gaios cards randomly here. Suits and Kabonk. Again, the Kabonks are one of my favourite archetypes, but I just get frustrated because they're rubbish. No one would in the right mind would play them in a game, so that's why some of them are way down here. Another Knight. We got Demon Knight. I know this is a lot of people's favourite, and competitively it's probably the best, but not to me. Love a question mark card. That definitely brings a card up in my personal rankings, to be fair. Shame Knight Hexator. Cyanite. Wakuman. One of the most played cards in the game competitively. The Shape Knights are sort of coming through at this stage too, middle of the range. And Gehenna, the strongest combiner in the game. And there's Battle Conjurer with its counterparts a lot higher up. Sorry, a lot lower down. Another really rare and Crow Comet. Skellicrone. So the Skelly's the mini archetype that Gavora fully drew, apart from this one, which is definitely my least favourite. A lot of the Skellies are in the top 100, but Skellicrone definitely isn't. These two are definitely my favourite Palifals cards. Put them together just because they're pretty similar looking and have a lot of personality in their illustrations, so I put them there. Is Dark Space Eater the highest banned card? I don't think so. No, definitely not. Definitely not after the new ban list, to be fair. Boulder Dragons, Night Jungle stuff. Woo! Blaze Elixir. That's a key card. Okay, we're way past halfway. This done pile's a lot bigger than this pile now. Jellyfish, again, I think a lot of people put this in their like top 20, but don't love it. Thinner Bust. Then the Kazaraks are definitely some of my favourite combiners in the game. This is, I think, my least favourite actually, but that lands us on the 250 mark with Crazy Hands the Ice Shaker. Some more Gavora stuff. We're into cards I like now. The cards I dislike and are just kind of meh about are done. So these are cards that definitely have nice feelings towards. Like my friend Louis, who designed the Leviathan crown. Well, he built it as an actual crown because he's a jewellery maker, and then I made it into a card for him. A lot of the Mexican cards that have a lot of sentimental value to me are up here too. Again, like Floating Temps of Temp Floaty. He's a Mexico-inspired one. This should be lower. I don't know what this is doing. I love Gigantros because it's such a fan favourite card. I got, for the creators of Chaos like fan art set, I got 5 entries for Gigantros alone. It was the most like attempted card. So that added a lot of sentimental value to me personally for that card, just seeing so many people like appreciate it. Another ridiculously rare Columns of Creation. This was No Name's friend's idea. Secret of the Floating Rock. Atamoria, the first Tekla card in the game. And Ice Elixir, which I like a lot more than Blaze Elixir, even though Blaze Elixir is better for some reason. I just prefer Ice Elixir. Not the Weatherman Rainbow. Super Spicy Curry Man. Oh, we're hitting the combiners pretty quickly now. Spear of Spear. Iceberg Face is actually one that's very high up because of its link to the lore. It's a cool character in the lore that's definitely a good ally to the good side. So put that higher up, even though I don't really love the card. Here he is, the lore man himself, Bogabooga, who would be way, way, way further down this list if he wasn't the main hero of the story. Island Beast. And Charge Blaster, a really fun card that I like a lot. Today's the Utopianon General. This is probably artwork-wise, the Utopianons are my least favourite archetype. Skullcrosses are up there. That's one of my favourites, but But Slush Infestation, another banned card, which is pretty high up. And that takes us to 200. So as I was saying, yeah, in terms of archetypes, the Utopanons are definitely my least favourite. Or starter deck archetypes, really. Yeah, just like gameplay-wise, they're quite fun, but artwork-wise, they're really not good in my opinion. Just a load of like circles joined together and have really bad perspective, and the hands are drawn very badly. Another Kabonk. Let's see where the other ones are. We've just got Kabutops and Caboltimate left. 0.2, 0.1. Oh, have we had 0.1 already? I can't remember. There's too many cards to remember. Like, keeping track of this many is really hard. Abandonment, this is just up here for its ability. This would be so far down if it didn't have a really cool ability, in my opinion, and a fun, like, skillful side deck choice card. There's Caboltimate. Do love this artwork, but the fact that the Kabonks just aren't competitive definitely brings it down a good, like, 100 spots on this list. Astral Traveller, named after the band my mother was in growing up, called the Astral Travellers. Divine Doom. Nature Knight, we're getting to the top end of the Knights now. More of them are coming up. Point Tree, there's another one. Ground Knight. Planetary Field, one of the best activators in the game. Darkstone Beast, just love the mysteriousness of that card. Upside Down Realm, part of the first 2-card combo in the game. More archetype stuff. Lots of archetypey stuff. Even more archetypey stuff. Galleon, another starter deck boss. Demented Chicken Guy, he should probably be higher. Lake of Myth, I just love the reflection in the water on this card, the water colouring there. Very pleased with myself. There's Big Ozo, way higher than his smaller counterparts. Light Beam Rider, this is the newest card that's this high up, I think. Lava Mole, Trilogram, Elite Drangel, my boy. Weatherman. Stomposaurus. He's got a soft spot in my heart because I made him for a tutorial video. More Dustrogs. Oh, and then this is the first Chaos Beast of the video in the well into the top 200, nearly at spot 150. Got Hydra and a Tekla, which I don't actually think is my least favourite. Oh, this list could keep changing forever, but I mean one of them's got to be my least favourite. That's the newest one, which is again less of a connection to it. Halcyon himself, the ridiculously rare for set 4. Sacred Reef, Shupal Shadow, Nano Skitoda, the cutie, and then we're into the top 150. We're getting to the big guns now, starting with Stalios Obsidian. More Chaos Beastie action. Space Patrolman, Zeta Ray Sordrius, Drangel, Shazian Lava Bat, Spineback Serpent, Eternity Amulet, and then over getting to the higher up combiners, Kazarak, Sky Kazarak. Skelly Queen, that's only the second Skelly card of the video out of 4. Some of them in the top 100. Burrowbugs. Squaws, love the Squawses. Star Absorber, just love it. I'm just a sucker for a question mark stats card. The Gatomics are my favourite archetype in the game, so a lot of these guys are pretty high up too. Hence, yeah, Gatomic Goopadoo being just one spot behind a Chaos Beast. Cranchon of Pelisium. Go! I just love the simplicity of this artwork. Same with Erratic Void, really. It just stands out so much. When you look at a stack of cards, if Go is in that stack, for some reason, it will be like the first card that catches your eye. Don't know why. Just like it. Simple artwork on a trading card. We love. A lot of these are just in here for artwork reasons. This is a really cool boss card. I absolutely love this card, and I think the Dustrogs are very underrated as an archetype. Colour palette in Clothar I really like. Pelfam, the best creature in the game. Just misses out on a top 100 spot. Great Palifals. I love an environment card too. I'll go into a bit more detail when we get into the top 100 maybe, or maybe the top 50. This video is getting pretty long. Diamond Izzard, again, made this for a tutorial video, so it's got a soft spot in my heart. Floating Rock with non-floating rock on top. Million Tree, Trom, Curse of Bellows. I just really enjoy the artwork on this. Goblo. Again, artwork, we love an environment, and I love that you can see Pelisium in the background of Mellow Rock Valley. the top 100. Starting off with a card that no one has ever used, Cosmic Conjurer. Then a combiner. We got a double combiner. We got Avamont the Fortress. Love his artwork. His hands, I think these are the best fists I've drawn on a card ever. It's cool. Gram Kazarak. Love this, the way the angle of it's like behind it. I love the Katomics, and this is like the one that looks the most like a mutant in my opinion. Kinzeki, just such a different kind of card that Gavora designed, really adds something to the game. Galaxy Rock, I love a ridiculously rare, and this is just like a silly combo-y one. Darkspark Diabolus is simple artwork and the fact that it's competitive. Supernova, love the ability, and it's a powerful looking card, I think. Point Phantom, just no planet cards are just cool. Scythe Sector, classic set 1 card. I love the sort of backdrop and depth in this image. Bracktooth, card number 1, Manflaki. You know, I had to put him in the top 100. Right by Skelligast, one of the coolest cards in the game, you've got to say. Got to say, it's kind of low down because it's really frustrating to play against and has been sort of on and off the ban list and has been a bit of a nightmare to deal with as a game creator. I really didn't like this card when I made it, but the fact that it's quite useful in games and it's just kind of a bit of a fan favourite for some reason, which has brought it up on my list. Definitely the best Boulder Dragon card by a long way. Nuclear for the story behind it, so good. Buonk's just cute. Bernard, love him. Rest in peace, Bernard. Recently got banned, I'm sorry, but we still love you. Even though you're not allowed to be used by anyone. The Floating Temples of Temp Floaty. Commander Boss Bones. Meteor Stop Off. I love, yeah, a sort of resized, like poorly scaled rock. Obviously a city wouldn't be this big on a meteor, but, you know, we move. That's part of why this sort of illustration style of the game is cool. Talcon's Helm, just really well executed in my opinion, even if I say so myself. Black Hole Blocker, again, the scale of this card's really weird, like spaceships, just like plugging a black hole with a giant cork, just looks cool. Lightning Squaws, my favourite Squaws. Love the Night Jungle cards. AAA, just a fun card. Same with Hat Cupboard. There's Point, I knew it was above Point 2. Classic, you can't, this would have to be in the top 100. We're getting close to the top 50 now. And again, still a mix of like, you know, yeah.
Underestimate the power of the dark side. I think not.
I'm going to leave that in the video.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's alright.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, I can edit it out. Yeah, we've still got a mix of like set 5 cards like Galdora's Box and set 3 cards and really early cards. Well, I guess set 3 is not really early, but Cerberam Sindel, another Chaos Beast. Like when you think of a Chaos Beast, I think you think of Cerberam. Got the Horde, the coolest, most. I think this has my favourite name out of any card in the game. The Horde from Who Knows Where, and just no planet cards. They're cool and mysterious. This is a Mexico classic. Shows Lava Crab for the dancing crab meme. I don't know why I really love this card. Infinite, there he is, the big boss of the night. Just behind Nightmare. I just, the eyes in it, don't know, they just look into your soul. Temagrob. There's a set 1 card. That again, jumping from a set 5 card to a set 1 card, back to a set 5 card. To Wild Wing, the ultimate meme card in the game. Just missing out on the top 50. That's kind of a meme in itself. Oh, another banned card, Point Turret. I love this card. I'm sad I had to ban it, but I understand why. Avalanche Overlord. Mystical Relic Rainbow Quill. Love the colours going on in this. Glur, the Beast of the Night Jungle. Just cool artwork. I like when I put a lot of detail into a really weak creature. I think you got to show them some love too. Oh, another banned card. A lot of these are really high up, but Spoons are just a really, really useful card. Love an environment, so Polygram, the Shape Knight Arena is definitely in there. And Galaxy Crash, it had to be in the top 50. Arguably the best card in the game. And then I think this could be my top combiner. Oh no, sorry, second from top combiner. One of the worst cards ever. No one's ever used it, but I just love the artwork of Tomb Dragon. I think a lot of the times a card's artwork being split up into 2 makes it considerably worse, but it just adds a lot to it, I think. And the fact you got a little Helder at the bottom summoning him is cool. KO, one of my favourite abilities in the game. Skellypede, the best Skelly card in my opinion. Gavora really knocked it out of the park with this one. Then another Chaos Beast, Inox of Barrow. Not many Chaos Beasts left. And then this is my favourite combiner. This alone is terrible, but Tentaclon Head is one of my favourite. If Tentaclon Head on its own was just a card, that would be like top 5. But yes, that's my favourite combiner. Rootaboot, really cool card. Super Flooper, I love the artwork on this. I used every single colour in my set of 36 Copic markers to make him. The only card in the game that's had that. And it worked out well. Scardian of the Sun, like 500 places higher than Scardian of the Moons. Yeah, probably my favourite card I made in Mexico, I think, and looks so sort of Mexican and mine. Guy, the boy. The original Cranchon, beating the Chaos Beast version. Kaleidoscope Warriors. Slush, the worst card in the game, had to make it high up on the list. Orbov, absolutely love him. He's my Instagram profile picture. You know he's going to make the top end of this list. Gatomic Guy, love a mutant. Underwood Burrower, I love the sort of depth and like sort of angles that you look at this card through the perspective. It's just really nice to look at in my opinion. Humongous Ancient Rockman, such an iconic card, which brings us to the top 25. Stardealer, love the balanced ability. It was quite good competitively for a while, but never broken. And he's just a creepy guy. Then, yeah, the very top end of the starter deck cards, Zetare Mantilossus. This is really when I stepped up my art from set 1. Like this, I feel like he looks like a set 3 or 4 card, even though he was just after set 1. Another Chaos Beast, we've got Terracon, the first Chaos Beast. Diabacadra, we just love a card with a question mark, like I always say, and you can build an entire deck around this single card, which is always going to bump it up in my books. Tononon, just for the memes. Notum of Vines, no one's ever used this card, but I just love the artwork. Another Chaos Beast, Infernix. Tonix, just a really cool, unique looking guy. Should probably be a Tekla card because he was made in set 1. Tekla didn't exist yet. Orbade Commander, I love him. You guys seem to love him too. Just an all-round solid 2-dimensional artwork. Temple Traps, going to the very 3-dimensional end of the spectrum. Again, really cool artwork and a very good card for the planet. Magsprout, the lava shading is what puts him up here. Statcron would be higher. One of my favourite, probably top 5 artworks in the game, but the fact that it's so bad brings it down. Then Omnius, the Planet Abomination, the most powerful creature in the game. In the top 15, is that? One of my favourite resources to play with. We just love a gamble, like a card that you reveal the top of your deck, and if it's the right kind of card, you get a really big benefit from it. And actually, it combos amazingly with Omnius, so kind of nice that they sit together on the list. Warp Hole Jetpack is one of my favourite attachments. Really, really fun card. And that puts us into the top 10. With the final Chaos Beast, we've got to do a bigger list for this. So if I move the stack without toppling it, we'll start with number 10, Archeon of Omnius. There was so much pressure on me making this card. I feel like a no planet Chaos Beast needed to look better than the other Chaos Beasts, and it's the Chaos Beast of Omnius, the most powerful card in the game. And I remember sitting down to draw it like, it's got to live up to hype. I can't fail this, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. So much so that it's made my top 10. Yeah, really love this card. I love it more because I was ready to hate it, if that makes sense, like when I was making it. So yeah, he's in the top 10. Next up, Solomancer. Perhaps my favourite creature ability in the game. It was made to work with the planet Barrow by attaching a card with high health and low power to it. But it solidified itself as an actual deck in itself. There's combos of it that won tournaments single-handedly. There were like crazy hype moments in games. And the artwork's cool. The way it's sort of got this symbolized version of Aquanite with like this crazy summoner at the bottom that you barely even notice. I just love this card so much. Beast of the Black Hole. This is one of those really simple artworks that leaves so much to the imagination. I've had a lot of artworks sent in of like fan arts of what the beast might look like. I'm never going to reveal what the beast looks like. I love just the sort of evil eyes and the ability, the fact it's one of the strongest cards in the game that every player uses has to put it in the top 10. Shiozin Lava Behemoth, the highest ranking starter deck boss on this list. Love the artwork again. This was released just after set 1, and the artwork step up on my part I'm really, really pleased with. It's got a great ability, used competitively, still to this day for a set 1 card is crazy. So that puts him at number 7. Another starter deck card, Guok, the Tree of the Night Jungle. I loved making the Night Jungle archetype, really fleshing them out as like the environment and the creatures within the environment, but I enjoyed drawing the trees more than the actual creatures, which is a surprise for me. The sort of depth in this card and the fact it is a tree, but it looks so alien as well, I think I've pulled it off really well. And it's still used again competitively to this day. Not even in like Gaios decks, just random decks that like throw in a couple of Night Jungle cards, which is really, really cool and creative to me. Number 5, Meltalon. Such a simple artwork. It's been good since set 1. It's still good now. People, like, you guys love him. I love him. The fact he only has 2 colours in his artwork compared to something like Archeon or Solomancer. But he still, like, looks strong and is a standout card in the game. Is fantastic. So he's in there. Verities of Gaios. Number 4. This is purely for the artwork. It's not the strongest Chaos Beast by any means, definitely one of the weaker ones actually, but the artwork I'm so pleased with. Love how sort of elegant and powerful and majestic it looks, really making it seem like a powerful card that you'd want to pull in a pack. Like that puts it at number 4. Number 3, Deh, one of the most iconic cards in the game. Such simple artwork, but a character with so much personality. It's really good. It embodies what the planet Barrow is about, high health, low power, and it was one of the most powerful cards in the game when it first came out. Number 2, again just an artwork one, but Moosh is it's my second favourite artwork in the game. Set 4 was a time where over lockdown I was drawing so much every day. I lost my job. I just put all my effort into Chaos Galaxy and it paid off. My artwork skills got amazing in set 4, even if I say so myself, and Moosh is the product of that. Just the blending of colours, the hands, the position he's in. I love, love, love this card, and it brings me back to fond memories of lockdown and just going crazy with Chaos Galaxy in set 4. And that brings us to number 1. My favourite card in the game is Kabuto'n Kabonk. Another set 4 card. This was when my drawing was at the peak of its powers. I've definitely dropped off since then, but there are 2 reasons I love this card. First of all, the light beam inside it is spot on. I spend a lot of time perfecting this sort of shading and making like space energy look powerful, and Kabuto'n Kabonk has it perfect. Next up, the second reason I love it is the perspective I've done it. The way the bottom of its head is going down and the top of its head is going up really makes it look like a sort of monolithic, sort of ancient head that you'd stumble across in a desert or forest or temple, and it's really sort of gives a sense of the environment that it's in. No one uses the card. It's not competitively viable at all. It's not the most detailed artwork in the world, but for some reason this is my favourite card in the game, and I guess I don't have to give a reason for that. So that's my number 1. So that's it, all 600 cards from my least favourite to favourite. Please have a go at me in the comments, letting me know where your favourite card was, if it was way too far down, if my favourite cards were way too high up. Let me know what your favourite and least favourite card is in the game, because I'm looking for inspiration for this new game. Like, if you, like, as I'm making this game, it's going to be so open for ideas. Like, the YouTube comment section is really going to like guide me through this process. So if there are cards you think are great and you'd love like a sort of revamp in the new game, I'm definitely going to do that. Like any advice or anything moving forward for this new game, like my mind is an open book when it comes to making TCGs. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Join the Chaos Galaxy Discord. Follow me on Instagram at Chaos Galaxy TCG. I'm going to be putting out a few little teasers for the new game on Instagram and YouTube, so that's very exciting. Make sure to follow me. And I guess for the last time in a while, this is Zach from the Chaos Galaxy. I'll see you next time. Bye.